Everyone, and welcome back to the channel that brings you the most exciting, up-to-the-minute news, deep analysis, and jaw-dropping developments in the NFL, especially when it comes to your favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. And today's story is one that will leave Cowboys fans both thrilled and stunned, because not only did the Cowboys just benefit from what can only be described as a massive gift from the San Francisco 49ers, but there's also shocking movement within the NFC East that could shake up the competitive landscape, as reports indicate Von Miller is heading to the Washington Commanders. This isn't just an ordinary contract update or an off-season transaction that gets lost in the shuffle. No, this is a domino effect that could ripple through the entire league and have long-lasting consequences as we head into the heart of the season. So buckle up, because what's happening with Donovan Ezeiruaku's new deal and Von Miller's sudden relocation could mark a major turning point for the Cowboys. Let's start with the unexpected assist from the 49ers. Yes, you heard that right. San Francisco may have just done the Cowboys a huge favor without even realizing it. All eyes were on the young edge rusher Donovan Ezeiruaku, a rising defensive force out of Boston College who had been generating buzz throughout training camps and pre-draft evaluations. The Cowboys were keeping tabs on him, and although they didn't land him during the draft, fate has a funny way of circling back. Ezeiruaku, who had initially signed with the 49ers as an undrafted free agent, recently saw his contract situation change dramatically. For reasons still not entirely clear, whether it was roster depth issues, scheme misalignment, or a last-minute roster shakeup, the 49ers released Donovan from his rookie deal, making him available for other teams to scoop up. And guess who pounced? That's right, the Dallas Cowboys wasted no time. The Cowboys front office, led by Will McClay and overseen by the ever-watchful Jerry Jones, moved fast to secure Ezeiruaku before any other team could make a move. Sources say the Cowboys were stunned that San Francisco let him go, especially considering the impact Ezeiruaku made during the 49ers minicamp sessions. He was reportedly showing strong flashes, quick burst off the line, violent hands, a nose for the football, and that raw athleticism that Dallas has been coveting as they try to build the next wave of defensive talent. For a team that's trying to bolster its pass rush depth behind Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, landing Donovan Ezeiruaku essentially for free is the type of mid-summer steal that could turn into gold once the regular season begins. And let's talk about why this is such a gift for Dallas. Not only is Ezeiruaku incredibly promising, but his acquisition came at virtually no cost. His new contract with the Cowboys is a minimum rookie deal loaded with performance-based incentives, meaning Dallas can take a no-risk, high-reward gamble on a player with enormous upside. This is the exact type of smart roster-building move that playoff contending teams make to stay ahead of the curve. You're bringing in a hungry, young athlete who was overlooked in the draft, but has all the tools to become a rotational game-changer. Think about the possibilities of rotating him into a defensive package with Micah Parsons, Sam Williams, and Dorrance Armstrong. The pure speed and chaos they could create in obvious passing downs would terrify opposing quarterbacks. And let's not forget, Dan Quinn may be gone, but his defensive vision lives on in the current scheme, and Ezeiruaku fits it like a glove. Reports from Cowboys camp insiders say Ezeiruaku is already turning heads in practice, showing the motor that won't quit and a relentless drive to prove himself. Defensive line coach Jeff Scanina has reportedly been raving about his work ethic and coachability. He's quickly picked up terminology, understands stunts, and plays with the kind of edge that fits perfectly with Dallas' swagger on defense. It's still early, but don't be surprised if he starts getting meaningful preseason snaps and makes a serious push for a 53-man roster spot. And even if he starts out on the practice squad, he's now in an environment where young defensive talent thrives and develops. From an organizational perspective, this is a win all around. But just as the Cowboys were celebrating that windfall from San Francisco, another shocking development unfolded in the NFC East, a move that could have major implications for the Cowboys' path to division dominance. NFL insiders broke the news that veteran pass rusher and future Hall of Famer Von Miller is signing with the Washington Commanders in what's being described as a short-term, high-impact deal. The Commanders, who are clearly signaling they're not content to simply rebuild slowly under new ownership, have gone all in on adding a proven winner to their defense. And while Von Miller may not be in his prime anymore, make no mistake, this move could shift the balance of power in close divisional matchups. Von Miller brings more than just sack production. He brings experience, leadership, and an uncanny ability to show up in clutch moments. This is a guy who's been a Super Bowl MVP and who knows how to elevate a defense when it matters most. By bringing him into the fold, the Commanders are hoping to create a lethal pass rush that features both power and finesse. He'll likely line up opposite Jonathan Allen or rotate in with Montez Sweat, creating headaches for offensive lines that now have to account for another elite edge presence. From a Cowboys standpoint, this adds even more importance to improving pass protection schemes, especially on the edges. With Tyron Smith aging and rookie Tyler Guyton still developing, Dallas can't afford to ignore this new threat. The timing of this move is also critical. The Commanders are gearing up for a new era under head coach Dan Quinn. Yes, the same Dan Quinn who previously orchestrated the Cowboys' top 5 defense and knows exactly how to maximize a player like Von Miller. That familiarity is going to play a big role in how Miller is used. Expect exotic blitz packages, stunts, and situational alignments that get Miller into one-on-one matchups he can still dominate. The Cowboys coaching staff is well aware of what Quinn is capable of, and they'll need to prepare for him using Von Miller as a chess piece rather than just a standard edge rusher. From a psychological standpoint, Miller's move to Washington is also a strategic shot across the bow in the NFC East arms race. The Commanders are making it clear they're not just here to develop young players and hope for a miracle. They're actively building a team to compete now. And for a Cowboys franchise that has Super Bowl aspirations but has yet to make it past the divisional round in recent memory, every move made by a division rival feels personal. This isn't just about X's and O's anymore, it's about identity, urgency, and showing who really owns the division. The Von Miller deal also raises questions about what Dallas might do next. Jerry Jones is notorious for making splashy moves when the pressure's on. And with Miller now in the division, could that trigger a retaliatory signing or trade from the Cowboys? There's been speculation for months about potential interest in veterans like Calais Campbell or Justin Houston, both of whom remain unsigned. Could the Cowboys now feel the need to bring in another veteran presence to balance the scales? It's a move that wouldn't be out of character for this front office, especially if they feel the Commanders are gaining ground fast. At the end of the day, this week's developments have changed the tone of the offseason. The Cowboys just got a major depth piece handed to them thanks to the 49ers roster shuffling, and at the same time, they've been put on notice by an aggressive move from Washington. The narrative heading into training camp has shifted. It's no longer just about refining your team internally, it's about responding to external threats. This is where great teams separate themselves. It's in how they react, how they counter, and how they prepare for war on Sundays. The Cowboys just got stronger, but the road just got tougher too. Make no mistake, Donovan Ezeiruaku's addition could go down as one of the most underrated moves of the offseason if he reaches his potential. This kid isn't just another camp body, he's a playmaker in the making. And on the other side, Von Miller's move to Washington signals that no team in the NFC East is sitting idle. The Commanders are trying to resurrect their defense and compete sooner than people expected, and they just made a statement by bringing in a legendary disruptor who knows exactly how to break through offensive lines. The Cowboys will now need to respond not out of panic, but out of strategic awareness. Because if there's one thing we know about this league, it's that momentum is everything. One surprise release, one unexpected signing, one veteran getting a second wind, it's enough to shift the playoff picture before a single snap is played. The Donovan Ezeiruaku story is far from over, and the Von Miller saga in Washington is just beginning. But the Dallas Cowboys? They're right in the center of it all, and if they play their cards right, they could come out on top. That's all for today's update. If you're excited about what Donovan brings to Dallas or fired up about this new Von Miller rivalry, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another game-changing story. Let's go Cowboys!